Hi, I'm Maya from Bookworm Dreams and welcome to a new video. So, as you can tell by the title, this is a reading vlog in which I'm reading books with dinosaurs. As I was looking through my, you can see my dog here by the way, say hi. As I was looking through my statistics for last year's, I got very concerned that for a person who says that they read a lot of that they read science fiction, that I didn't really read a lot of true science fiction. And I say true because I don't want to count the alien romance things that I read a lot of as in true science fiction. There are some science fiction elements, but it's not like, it's not the central theme of the book. It's more of the romance. So I got to thinking about all the things that I enjoy and whether I read stuff connected to that. So I have just realized that I basically read 2 books with dinosaurs in them, and I really do love dinosaurs. I have all the IKEA things, plush dinosaurs. I consume so much Jurassic World, Park media, that it's just I watch the movie at least a couple of times a year, and I'm a big fan of dinosaurs, but not the scientific part. You know how you have 10-year-olds who can mention all the dinosaurs and who can tell you what they eat, where they lived, when they lived, I don't do that. I'm a casual enjoyer of dinosaurs, but I do really, really enjoy the movies, and I thought, it would be a really cool thing to read a bunch of books with dinosaurs in them. So far, I've read Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park and the Lost World, and that's basically it. So for this reading vlog, I set up a list of 4 books. One is going to be a reread, and then 3 new books. Now I'm kind of iffy on one of them, but we'll talk about it when I get to it. So the reread that I want to read for this vlog is Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. So if you haven't seen the movie, do. It definitely holds up for something that was made in 1993. It's really, really good. Basically, it's a movie by Steven Spielberg, so of course it's good. So basically, in Jurassic Park, we follow eccentric billionaire who creates an amusement park with dinosaurs, and he invites a small group of people to spend a weekend at the park to see if it's any good and if it's safe. So he invites Dr. Alan Grant, his colleague I forgot her name. Oh my god, I'm sucky with names. I will write it somewhere here. Basically, Alan Grant is a paleontologist, right? He basically researches dinosaurs. His colleague, whose name escapes me, will just come. I'll remember it in like a couple of minutes. Basically, she studies botany during the prehistoric times. Then he invites Ian Malcolm, who is a mathematician, and he invites his 2 grandkids to come and join them on this excursion. Yeah, and then stuff happens. If you've seen the movie, then and if you've read a book before, stuff happens. Basically, I'm actually I've started this book already. I'm on 50%. Stuff has kicked off. But what I just wanted to say about this book so far, first of all, there is a lot of science, but in a way, you don't feel dumb while reading it. Same way as when Andy Weir writes his books, when he explains the science behind what is happening in the story, you don't feel stupid and you don't feel like you have to have this ginormous knowledge of, whatever is needed. So in the case of Jurassic Park, of oh my god, DNA splicing and whatever you call when you take DNA out of stuff and trying to find, anyway, so much science, but you don't feel stupid while listening to. I'm listening to it on audio, and you get the dinosaurs, like hints and pieces of the dinosaurs you get from the beginning of the book, but them getting to the park and them starting the tour, that happens in like 30-40% of the book, and then of course everything goes wrong at the 50% mark. So it is fun so far. I'm looking forward to finishing it today or tomorrow. So that's book 1 on my TBR. The next book I have is The Lost World by Arthur Conan Doyle. That's the dude who wrote about Sherlock Holmes and everything else. I didn't know he wrote books about dinosaurs. Insane. Anyway, basically, so in this book, this is a story that is set in 1907, and we follow a journalist called Edward Malone. And he decides to go find adventure and stuff after he gets rejected by his girlfriend. And he meets a professor called something Challenger. I think it's George Challenger, who claims that he discovered a world filled with dinosaurs. And that's where the Goodreads summary ends. So maybe this is like a Hollow Earth thing. If you don't know, I know the Hollow Earth concept from the Godzilla and King Kong movies. So basically there is a Hollow Earth underneath, or in the core of our planet, where, you know, different kind of creatures live. So maybe that's that, or maybe it's something completely different. I'll see when I read it. The third book that I picked for this reading vlog is something called The Dinosaur Four by, I want to say Jeff Jones. So basically, in the story, we follow a group of people who meet to get some coffee, and when they're at this coffee shop, the entire building basically gets transported 67 million years in the past, and now they found themselves in this place with dinosaurs, and the 10 of them have to somehow survive their circumstances. It said in the summary that some of them are trying to become the leader of the group. I guess there are some types of people who immediately want to be leaders and want to help and want to, you know, take control of everything. And that there are a couple of people that, or one person that basically wants them to stay there for whatever nefarious reason. I don't know. So that is book 3 on my TBR. Now, the fourth book, which I'm kind of iffy about, not only because it's over 450 pages long. Basically, my fourth book was The Dinosaur Lords by Victor Milan. If I'm mispronouncing the author's name, I'm sorry. I didn't check how to say it because it has a thingy on its name. Anyway, basically this is a fantasy world in which dinosaurs roam, are used as, I mean, if you can see the book cover, they use the dinosaurs as horses, but there's also, all the humongous dinosaurs that, can't really use like that. So basically it's a world filled with dinosaurs, and in it there is a kingdom, and there is an emperor, and an emperor is trying to basically set off a war to centralize his power, to make himself more powerful. And in this story, fantasy story, it's a trilogy, you follow several characters as stuff affects them. Now, my thing is that this book is fantasy, and it doesn't really match the sci-fi theme I thought I had. My only actually goal was to read books with dinosaurs, so I'm maybe leaving that one for something else, because it's really long and I don't really have a lot of time to finish this vlog because I have other shit I have to read. But yeah, so this is what I have so far. So yeah, and I'll let you know when I read some more, and maybe I'll show you my dinosaur collection. Also, my dog just turned 7 years old. Happy birthday, dude. Can you please look at the camera? Neo. Oh. Also, he hates my dinosaur. So I sometimes bug him with the dinosaurs, like when he's sleeping, and I just place a dinosaur near him, and he starts growling, and he doesn't like him. Meep. I also do that, so that's very annoying. Yeah. So here's some of my dinosaur decor. I have stickers. I have things to sketch and to write in my bullet journal. You could see on my Instagram page, I put a little bullet journal page for my TBR for this. And then I have a raptor, and I have a diplodocus. The only reason I know this is called a diplodocus because I had a thing for work where I had to find some dinosaurs, and yeah, that one is a diplodocus. And then I have this one, who I cannot say in English, Triceratops. This one. I'll write you the name. because I can't pronounce it. It's very strange. I also have these two dinosaurs that I got from the Natural History Museum in London when I was there 3 years ago. And then, of course, there is my dino army. Today is windy and rainy. Fun stuff. Alright, so it's Wednesday evening. I finished Jurassic Park and it was good. It was the same, I have the same feeling that I had when I read it the first time. It was never boring. It got a little bit philosophical at the end, towards the end. Ian Malcolm, the mathematician, had this whole speech about how humans can't control nature and sort of the folly of Hammond's endeavor, because he thinks that the dinosaurs that he created, that he can control them, and the whole sort of debacle showed that he couldn't. And yeah, it was really good. It was tense. It was entertaining. It was fast paced. It was really good. The ending was really good. I enjoyed how the dinosaur experts sort of made the businessman and lawyer deal with the consequences of their actions, and having them actively participate in I don't want to say in finding sort of dinosaur nests and destroying them or whatnot, but then stuff happens and, definitely leaves an opening to the sequel, which I'm not going to read in this vlog, or maybe later on at some point. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Makes me want to see the movie. Makes me also think about the movie because the adaptation is really good. There are some changes. Also, in the book, one of the kids should have died because they were so annoying and basically made every situation worse. You know how in like books, when you have children, there's always that one that is so annoying and that is ruining everything for everyone. Oh my god, like why couldn't some dinosaur eat that kid? Because that was like, oh my god. I just kept listening to the audiobook and just getting more and more annoyed. So I do like how they sort of changed the dynamic between the children for the movie, made it better. Definitely made you less annoyed at the kids. There are some other differences between the movie and the book, but and it was a good adaptation, I think. Yeah. Anyway, right. So I have to go to my next book. I have read The Lost World by Arthur Conan Doyle. I finished it. Took me longer than I thought it would. But yeah, I don't know if I said before, but basically this is a story in which we follow a reporter, Ed Monroe, I think, who goes on an adventure with a Professor Challenger and a bunch of other people to sort of discover, or actually confirm, the discovery of a plateau in South America where there is prehistoric life. This book was written in 1912 and it totally shows there is some interesting language and interesting themes. One of them, of course, being that the Brits are better than everybody. Or like I was reading it and I'm not very perceptive of things usually, but even I noticed like, dude, your colonialism is showing. And sort of having characters sort of having mystical powers because they are Irish. Well, not mystical powers, but basically being stereotypes of their people and just basically, using like lack of the Irish as like a character trait, which is, I don't know, it was so weird. Anyway, other than that, there's, people who are mixed race, which are referred to as, it wasn't mudblood, that's Harry Potter, half-bloods. And just so many things. Not a likable character in the bunch. There is technically one female character who is I don't know what to tell you. Like, so the story starts with Edward the reporter trying to propose to his girlfriend, not even girlfriend, his companion. I think her name is Gladys. Because with her full lips and everything, she's made for love and not for friendship, you know? And I was like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? And basically, she turns him down because he is not a man of adventure. And she basically talks about wanting to be the wife of an adventurer, not just because she loves adventure. She's sort of in love with this ideal of an adventurer, of being someone brave and so on. And basically doing that so that she can be envied by other women because she's so perfect and beautiful, to inspire this man to go on an adventure. Basically, she wanted the fame. So Ed decides he's a reporter, so he asks his boss to give him assignments so he can go on an adventure to impress this woman. And from the beginning, I was like, can you not see like what she's doing? Can you not see that her motives are, you know, not pure and whatnot? And whatever. And he basically gets a job to prove that this Professor Challenger is a quack. And so he meets him. They go to this meeting of the Science Society, and then he volunteers to go on an adventure to prove that the Challenger dude actually saw some dinosaurs when he was traveling in Central America. And they go to Central America. They, you know, battle a lot of Indians. I mean, they survive a journey through the river to whatever. And they come to this prehistoric plateau, and then they get involved with a war between like a type of primates who are fighting some prehistoric people, and you see pterodactyls, and you see some huge lizard thing and whatnot. See, my problem was, like, I understand how this would be. The way it was written sort of in like letters sent to the publisher or to the newspaper. And when I read about this story, I found out that it was published as a serial in a magazine. And I understand how that would be so exciting, because each letter sort of not ended on a cliffhanger, but sort of gave you, made you wanted to read more. Now, my problem was that I basically wanted to read another version of Jurassic Park, which is a scientific thriller with dinosaurs who were way more exciting than what I got in this one, because this was written in 1912. They didn't really know a lot about dinosaurs then. I mean, not as much as they did in the 90s when Jurassic Park was written. So that was my big problem. And yeah, I read it, and dude, I don't know. It's a classic, and I understand its value, but it really wasn't for me. Now, the last story that I have on my TBR is the Dinosaur Four, which hopefully will be a thriller. It's about a group of people that gets transported into the past, and they have to survive somehow. So yeah, that will be my next read. Hopefully better than this one. But I did realize that my TBR for sort of... I mean, the point was to read more books about dinosaurs, but I think I just realized I wanted to read more books like... Jurassic Park, which is basically a sci-fi thriller with dinosaurs in it. And yeah, that's not what I got with this one, and I'm not really sure I'm gonna get it with the other one because it's a time travel book, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, maybe I should have just read more Michael Crichton than go around looking for other dino books. But then I can say that I've read some dino books, not just the two that are published, and not, that none of them are romance, because they are dinosaur romance stuff. All right.
Hi. I have finally finished my third dinosaur book. So I read The Dinosaur Four by Jeff Jones, and this was a time travel science fiction adventure thriller thingy. So basically, a group of people come to a coffee shop, which then suddenly gets transported 67 million years in the past. And then this group of people is somehow trying to survive. Now, what was interesting about this one, I did enjoy it a lot. It was such a fun read. It wasn't a quick read because I read it only before going to sleep, and so I read a couple of pages and fell asleep. So that's why it took me a while to read it. But it has short chapters, and each chapter, not each chapter, but a lot of chapters sort of end on a very tense moment, so you want to keep reading to see what happens. So our people, so this is a main group of 10 people who come in the past, time travel to the past, and then from the beginning there were some characters who were trying to figure out who will be the leader, or at least figure out who will help them survive this and maybe go get back. And while doing that, it was they had encounters with dinosaurs. There were so many dinosaurs, which I really, really wanted. It was so fun, and I had to Google a bunch of them because my knowledge of dinosaurs is very like what I saw in Jurassic Park, and that's it. So when certain dinosaurs were mentioned, I Googled it just to see what a dinosaur looked like, and it was such a fun thing. Basically, people get trampled, they get eaten by T-Rexes, and they get killed by Diplodocus, but it's a version of that one. I mean, it was so it was tense. It was very entertaining. And the way that the dinosaur deaths were described, it wasn't too gory, but it wasn't overly like scientific. Just basically very matter of fact, and I think that kind of really helps the story, because there wasn't like such a, and then I mean there were some shock elements of course, but it wasn't like too over the top for you to just go like, okay, come on. But yeah, people got eaten by dinosaurs, people got trampled by dinosaurs. There was a time travel aspect that is in the first third of the book, I think, at least first half, you do find out that the coffee shop is actually placed below a building, in like the main floor of a building that houses scientific research, and they were researching whether or not they could travel into the past, and then something messed up, and then they traveled a really long time in the past. The scientists created this device thingy, and basically in the second half of the book, our protagonists had to find this device, because when they traveled back in time, the device fell down into a river, and from the river to a very, very shallow sea. And basically they had to go find it in a specific amount of time so they can bring it back to the coffee shop so that everyone there could get back in the future. What really works for this book is the characters. There's 10 characters, which immediately comes to 8. And then you follow those 8 characters. You get to know them a lot, and I mean, there were some really fun characters. There was some sleaze bags and some bad guys, and it was fun. It was really fun, and I enjoyed it a lot. I didn't have high hopes because I don't know why. I was just like, no. I think the Arthur Conan Doyle one really, really kind of dampened my mood, but this was really fun, and I'm definitely gonna check out some more books by the author, because really, really, it was so much fun. It was great. And that's it for this reading vlog. I read 3 books about dinosaurs, which was great. 2 new ones. One was a reread, but that's fine. I watched Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, which was also fun. I also watched Godzilla, but that doesn't count because I don't think Godzilla is a dinosaur. But anyway, yeah, that is it for my reading vlog. If you do have some dinosaur books for me to recommend to me, I want there to be action. I want it to be like a science fiction thriller, something like Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park. So something like that. Yeah, if you have any of those to recommend, please do share them down below in the comments. And that is pretty much it. Please subscribe to our channel. You can like this video if you liked it. And thank you so much for watching. Oh, check out some links down below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!